Here now with more is Trump border czar Tom Homan. I won't give the details. I did run into you accidentally once at a restaurant. And when I start there's my buddy Tom. I started to walk over and an army stood up. And I asked you, I said, is it that bad? And you said it was. And now you've gone public with how bad it is. Tell us.
Yeah, it's a death threats level I've never seen before. It started, right after the RNC. You were there. I gave a speech at the RNC. The death threat started the day after, and I talked about the terrorist organizations are going to be wiped off the face of the earth. Then once President Trump got back in office, I said in March, Sean, back in March, I said if this hateful rhetoric doesn't stop, there's going to be bloodshed. Someone's going to die. I've seen this movie before. I've been doing this for 41 years. It's never been this bad. And, of course, the left said I was crazy. But there's already been 3 shootings just in Texas. There's a shooting at a CBP facility trying to kill a Border Patrol agent. He picked the wrong facility. That was a SWAT training facility, and they killed him. Then there was another thing just south of Dallas where they attacked an ICE facility, and an officer got shot in the neck. Now we have another assassination, and where, an alien died. And it's just, and I'm telling you, I'll say it again, unless the rhetoric stops, it's not over. And it's scary. I'm afraid for the men and women of ICE every night. Every night I go to bed and I pray for the men and women of Border Patrol and ICE that they go home safe to their families. They're American patriots. They're enforcing the law. And I've never seen anything like this in my entire career, and that's 41 years.
What's so ironic about this is what are they actually trying to accomplish here? For 4 years, they told us the border's closed. They flat out lied to us. For 4 years, they said it was secure. Mayorkas said it, Harris said it, Biden said it. They all said it. Democrats said it. Media were complicit. They didn't cover the story, except probably Fox News and maybe a few others. I don't know who. And meanwhile, we have anywhere between, 12 and 20 million unvetted illegals, among them known terrorists. And correct me if I'm wrong when I tell my audience that. Known terrorists are in the country. We know there are murderers. They wouldn't stand for the family of Lake and Riley at the joint session speech in Congress. The Democrats wouldn't stand. They wouldn't stand for Jocelyn Nungary's family, a 12-year-old girl brutally raped and murdered. But we have murderers, rapists, other violent criminals, cartel members, gang members, and drug dealers. Am I summing that up pretty well?
Absolutely. And what people need to understand, every morning I look at 22 pages of data for the last 24 hours. Approximately 70%, 70, of everybody ICE arresting is a criminal. Who's the other 30%? Many are known suspected terrorists or national security threats. They don't have a criminal history because they're laying low to do the dirty deed. Many are final orders. People had due process, been ordered removed by a judge, became a fugitive. ICE isn't out there separating families, and I want people to know ICE officers are their fathers and mothers and sons and daughters. They don't hang their heart on a hook every day they go to work. They're enforcing the law, and they're making the community safer. I just gave you the real data. They're making the community safer every day, and they're under deep threat. You mentioned I do have a security detail. I feel bad because every ICE agent don't have a security detail, and they're actually out doing this job. You're right. I don't live with my family just because of this threat. But my family understands. They don't want me to stop doing this. And I'll tell you something else. The ICE agents are going to continue doing what they're doing, make this country safe again, because President Trump made that promise to American people. They're going to keep doing the job. You're not going to change a thing because we're going to keep doing what the American people voted Donald Trump in office for. ICE are heroes. They're patriots. They're making the streets safe every day. Every congressman and governor out there bad-mouthing ICE ought to be thanking President Trump for making their communities safer. They've removed hundreds of criminals from the street. I looked at the numbers, over 200,000 arrests, 70% of that, to do the math, over 140 known criminals, and that's not counting the terrorists and national security threats. ICE is doing a great job.
Ironically, the summer of 2020, we had a couple of dozen dead Americans, thousands of injured cops. We had billions in property damage, but they said it's mostly peaceful, summer of love. And Kamala Harris, they're not going to stop rioting. They shouldn't stop rioting. And we're not going to stop supporting them. Unbelievable times we live in. Please stay safe. And, yeah, we pray for your agents as well. Tom Homan, thank you. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.